أمام المدينة 12/1/2014. الله أكبر.
اليوم في مدينة داريا بالاحتفاظ بالمكاتب القديمة.
الله أكبر.
On célèbre les 8 ans de la révolution syrienne. Donc tout ça démontre finalement que ces jeunes-là ne sont pas des terroristes. Et le vendredi 13 novembre, quand il y a les attentats en France à Paris, le premier message de solidarité envers le peuple français que je reçois,
in the story of these young guys of Daraya, despite the violence they were facing, they never, ever wanted to take up weapons against the regime. They decided to struggle through culture. And at one point, books became their weapons of mass instruction. I would say that I drew two lessons from this experience of Daraya. The first lesson is never give up. Those guys, as you can see in the documentary, they couldn't get out of their city for more than 4 years. They were totally blocked. They couldn't have any access to any sort of communication. But because of little small cameras, they had managed to get, at the very beginning of the revolution, they self-taught themselves how to film, how to write, how to tell their own story, and how to send it to the world. I managed to get access to them and to be able, from distance, from thousands and thousands kilometers away, another lesson that I drew from this experience of Daraya is also the power of creativity. When I was in touch with them, when we started being in touch in 2015, every day I was so amazed. They would wake up with new ideas. Humor, jokes were an arm against the violence. And so all that time they kept on joking, trying to survive through creativity, through culture, and also through books. I'll let our friend translating a little bit, and then I will move on into the book aspect. The best way to keep on going is always to believe in people. In my experience as a reporter, as a writer, the best heroes are not the heroes who are on the cover of magazines, often the head of states, the politicians. The real heroes are you guys. The real heroes are anonymous people most of the time who have a tiny, tiny voice. Often they are not heard, but so many times their tiny voice is so much more valuable. And sometimes just listen to the little voice inside yourself, because that's what those Daria guys did. They had no hope for life. They had no friends helping them, no country, even the United Nations gave up. They didn't come to help them. And what they did is just they trust themselves, they believed in themselves. And they thought, let's listen to our tiny little voices, to our tiny little ideas. And it happened that their ideas became much more powerful and much more stronger than any other idea that any other Syrian opponent may have had abroad outside of Syria. So listen to your voice. That would be my advice.
كتير حلوة. كنت بتذكر كنا نستخدمهم باللافتات بدارية عندما تختفي الطائرات تطير الحمامات بيضاء بيضاء تغسل خد السماء. كان فيه